of you and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha, would like to thank all of you for writing in your comments and suggestions on our YouTube and our Spotify channels, and liking, sharing, and subscribing the channels. If you haven't subscribed to our Spotify channel, please do, so that you can listen to all the videos in the audio form anytime, any place. Today, we are with Chandrasekhar Sharma ji on a very beautiful topic from Bhavarth Ratnakar. We are all worried about our finances. We are all worried about our hereditary issues. So today we are going to talk about one beautiful such shlok from Bhavarth Ratnakar. And for those who are interested, we have our course on Bhavarth Ratnakar with Chandrasekhar Sharma ji coming up. Sir, a warm welcome and pranam to you.
My pleasure.
Sir, when we talk of Bhavarth Ratnakar, that we have seen in the past also that Bhavarth Ratnakar holds a lot of treasures in it. Sir, there are very specific combinations also that talk about our wealth quotient, or they talk about our bhagya, that is our fortune, including that of our parents. So, what is the fact? How do we assimilate so many different things in from different corners of a single book?
See, Bhavartha Ratnakar, the beauty of Bhavartha Ratnakar is it many times breaks our, age-old concepts.
Preconceived notions, right, sir?
Rather, the concept that Marx is always bad, Falana is good, Kendra Kodadhipati always makes a good yoga or bad yoga or whatever. So that is why it is called as a Bhavartha Ratnakar. The Ratnakar means sea, as people must know, Samudra, what we call it. So, and the meaning of the bhavas. So most of its shlokas are based on some complex combination of bhava lordships and placement of bhava lords and their nature together. So for individual it changes, and you might know half the part is about only lagna specific, ascendant specific. It starts from that and then goes on to bhava. So that having understood the complexities and why the variance comes out sometimes, it becomes easier to understand. Though we say it is easier to understand, it takes time. And whenever you feel that this yoga appears to be absolutely complex, try to understand which bhavas he is talking about, what can happen, and all that. And then only we can take out something from this ocean of knowledge of bhavas.
Sir, so we'll go ahead and we analyze a shloka with you from the Bhavarth Ratnakar, sir.
Yeah. See, certain shlokas are very difficult to understand, and the reason is here, as it is said, that the Lord of the ninth and its Karaka. That is, of course, ninth Lord. Guru is also Karaka for ninth Lord. Son is also Karaka for ninth Lord, the father. And if all those are placed in the 12th bhava, the Jataka's father gains, a great fortune. That is what is being said. Now, the basic principle we know that if planets are in 6, 8, or 12th bhava, whatever bhava they own, the indications of those bhavas are said to be destroyed, means damaged. Nothing is destroyed. Nothing goes out. No energy vanishes. It just gets converted. So, here why this is said. And for that you have to understand that there is another principle in astrology, that if Karaka of a bhava is placed in the 12th house of a chart, the person represented by that bhava, that Karaka gains. And that is why what is being said is Lord of the ninth and the Karaka for ninth, if both are placed in the 12th house, then their fortune grows. Whose fortune? Not the Jataka's, his father's. Now why? You look at it from another point of view again. From ninth, the 4th house is 12th house.
Right, sir.
So 4th house, is house of happiness.
Right, sir.
And it aspects the house in front of it, which is house, the 10th house from 4th,
Right,
the 7th is
right,
10th,
sir.
which is house
Right,
of repetition,
right, sir.
recognition, and
Right,
everything.
sir.
Now, what is happening here is it is happening as if the Lagna Lord is going to the 4th house, aspecting the 10th house.
Right, sir.
For whom? For the father. Since it
Yes.
is for the father, it is the fortune of the father which grows.
Beautiful.
That is the basic principle of the aphorism, that any karaka, if it is placed in the 12th, then the indicators of that karaka, they grow. So that is why I said ki unless we know bhavas inside out and that interplay amongst them, it becomes sometimes difficult. It's not very difficult, but we have always to understand that he is talking about the Lord of the ninth in the 12th house. Okay. So Lagna Lord in the 4th house, is it good or bad? Because it aspects the 10th house. So naturally it strengthens the 10th house. So reputation has to be there. This guy is happy because Lord of the Lagna is in the 4th house, it is house of happiness. Nobody is happy if his reputation is damaged or he doesn't get anything out of it, isn't it? So
Right.
the Karaka also is there.
Hmm.
What you get is this complex shloka. That is why in vernacular, in our Hindi language, I have said anakalaniya, that which is mysterious. At the first instance, we say, "Okay, how can this happen? I mean, his fortune is gone because Lord of the fortune is in the 12th house.
12th
His
house.
fortune is gone. The Jataka's fortune might be gone, not his father's. See,
So in
Jataka,
essence, the Jataka might
father.
be lucky for
So,
his
so,
father.
so where we have to now concentrate on the 9th house, look at it as the Lagna, and then find out what is happening. And this is the beauty of Bhavartha Ratnakar, that your established understanding of the, we say those catchphrases, like any planet occupying the 6, 8, or 12th, which are called the Trika Bhavas, loses its potency. And lords of the 6, 8, and 12, if they occupy any bhava, they harm that bhava. Now he is going in a very different manner. And we miss the point that how come Lord of Fortune being the 12th house, the fortune is gone, but whose fortune is gone? The Jataka's fortune might be gone. And it is also possible that sometimes this person works away from the father. So that is how the loss of father to the Jataka happens, which is a different issue. And that is why Bhavartha Ratnakar is so interesting, that if I may tell, that my father always used to say, these are very small books, but if you cannot master these, you will never understand how to go about interpretation of, especially the dashas. Because
Right.
they are all based on the Bhava lordships. In dashas, we look at the what is called as the functional nature of the planets. And functional for whom? For the Jataka. So once you understand that, then if something is being said about mother, you have to understand it is whatever is happening is to the mother. For Jataka, it may be good or bad. That is a very different issue. So that it sort of teaches us to discriminate, to separate chaff from the grain, and understand exactly what is being talked about. And that is why Bhavartha Ratnakar is easy, but extremely difficult if you lose track of what is being said. And that is why it's a very interesting, you know.
It's a beautiful shlok, sir, and can be expanded so much further if we apply our minds and the
Yes,
other karakas and our imagination to it.
absolutely.
But we understand here also that the beauty of the 12th house can be seen in so many other ways. We should not just uh, deem the 12th house as a house that is a house
Absolutely.
of loss.
Absolutely. 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 Absolutely.
Thank you so much, sir, for this beautiful pearl and from the Bhavat Ratnakar Ocean. And we'll be seeing you with more such pearls. And if you're interested, do log in for our upcoming course on Bhavat Ratnakar. Till we meet with you again, stay safe. Thank you.
Please
Thank you
hit the
so
bell
much.
icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.